Hey, welcome to the replay. Don't get anxious, get prepared. This is your career engineer right here, Francina Harrison. Welcome to our Monday TCE Live, and we're streaming live on all of our platforms. Well, LinkedIn and YouTube, and of course, Twitter. So we invite you to be a part of the show. I'll be taking your live questions and any comments you may have. And also, it's an opportunity for you to network. So if you want to drop your website, drop your URL of your LinkedIn. Let us know who you are, what you bring, and what you want. We'll be happy to do some networking. We're excited about our over 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So it gives you an opportunity to get some networking later on. And of course, invite others, share us, and subscribe on whatever platform you're watching at right now. And make sure you find us everywhere all day long, tcenow.com. You can find our socials everywhere. Today, we're going to be talking about, there was a report that came out that was pretty fascinating. And to me, anyway, it was, well, everything is fascinating to me, right? When you think about it, but it's about the best states to remote work from, like the best states. And there was a ranking and there were some surprise winners and some really. And I just thought, why not talk about that today on the show? Because, we're all looking at ways to increase our bottom line. And now it appears that the whole work from home thing, it's really, which I've been a work from home person ever since I've been an entrepreneur. But, there's some really good retention and recruitment angles for both talent as well as the employer. So we're going to talk about those, the best of what this report identified. And as always, ways you can get yourself in position to land one of those gigs. So don't go anywhere. I will be right back, jumping right into our conversation today. As soon as I can find my little button. Ready? Here we go. Oh. All right, y'all know I just love doing that, right? So, okay, we're going to get into it. And again, our topic today, I think I have a typo, so don't shoot a sister too much, but it's right here, the best states. Oh, I can't find it. We're going to find it. Okay, here it comes. All right, live TV, right? Here we go. Boom! It's the best states to work from home are, not is. It happens, but that's what's up, right? So that's what we're supposed to do. So we're going to get right into them. And again, feel free to find us everywhere on our website, tcenow.com. And again, you can follow the ticker right there as well. So here's what we're finding out with remote working. And many of you may have noticed this, but it's, remote working is a big carrot, a big nugget. What other metaphors can I give you? A big, it's the golden nugget, right? For retention and recruiting is what we're finding out. And if employers have, as I want to add on to this, a successful telework policy or a successful remote working policy, it can even be a bigger carrot for retention. Okay, for retention. So not just recruiting. Remember, we all had to do a quick, fast, in a hurry pivot and shivot and a way to get folks on board in 2020 when COVID showed up. So 1 year later, here we are in this month, and folks are getting vaccinated now and things are shifting. I'm seeing the hiring numbers went up 916,000 for the month prior to this broadcast, which is encouraging. But at the end of the day, this remote working opportunity that the whole world had to shift, and many companies have found, you know what? This might be working for us, and it's giving us an opportunity to get some new talent, to get some talent we may not have had access to prior to this. So it's a great way for retention and for keeping. However, here's what I'm getting a lot now. I'm hearing folks say, question, what should I leave a job that's not offering remote work? If I'm in that category of a talent that, working from home is a natural evolution, it's a natural migration in the field that you're in. As you guys know, everybody can't do this. Some folks have got to be at the shop. That's just the way it is. But for some industries, this was a natural migration. So what if your company it's not even trying to, ain't even thought about it. It ain't on the list 1 year later. Should you leave a job that's not offering remote working? And then here's my answer. Ain't nothing wrong. Yes, I did say ain't, even though the word says there. There's nothing wrong with exploring your other options. And I think at this day and age, for those industries that can do that the companies are doing themselves a huge retention disservice because that question is being posted to me and other folks all around. Hey, they're not even thinking about evolving. Even if it's a hybrid, you come in 2 weeks, you stay, there's even hybrid models that are kind of, meeting what needs to be met, online and offline, but they're not even thinking about it. Is there anything wrong with you having a conversation with companies that are? Of course not. Ain't nothing wrong with having a conversation. Editorial comment, I ain't telling nobody to leave their job. I don't got one for you. That's not what I'm saying. But there's nothing wrong with exploring your options. And we're finding a lot of options are being explored right now in this whole, and particularly with this report with the best states to work from. And I'm gonna show you some of the nuggets from that report in a moment. But because literally right now, literally, you can work from anywhere. I mean, literally. There are companies who are based in Arizona or based in Florida or based in New York or based in Jersey or based on the West Coast that, as long as you're in one of these career categories that working from home is a natural migration, there's still a way that they can assess productivity and professionalism and performance remotely with technology, with touch, with tools. And you're still getting the salaries based on where those jobs are located. I mean, there's some conversation that companies might rethink that, but you're getting paid for the job. You're getting paid for the skills. You're not getting paid for where you live. I mean, it's just a thought, but there's some conversations about that. So you literally can work from anywhere. So why would a company not have a remote work policy or somewhere so that, again, they're able, and when people are always talking about, diversity and inclusivity, one limit to certain companies was location. Because let's face it, they got to fly you here for the interview. They got to move you here to work here. Well, you don't necessarily have to do that anymore for certain types of categories of work. So if you're on the East Coast, but and that company is always recruiting just on the West Coast because of travel and living expenses and that type of thing, or just work conditions, now they can do some East Coast recruiting when that couldn't have been possible before. So you literally can work from anywhere. So let me show you. Let's see if I can do a quick screen share while we're chatting for a few moments right now. And y'all just bear with a sister here. I'm working it out. I'm working it out. So this is the actual report, and it's really great. It's from what's this from? Oh my goodness, I wanted to say it. I can't see the thing, but it's from what web wallet? You would think I'd know. I know it, guys. It's just some Wallet Hub. There you go. It's from Wallet Hub. So anyway, getting down to the grind. Here you go. And what's really cool? Look at number one. Delaware. Who knew? Who knew? But number two, North Carolina, which is a sister state of mine. And I'm very happy to see that my state ranked in number 11. I'm really pleased for that. This is how they rank them. But then, even going down, I was kind of surprised. This is the top 50. The District of Columbia, number 38. And we know those are telework giants there. They're a telework giant, but this is their score. And of course, who came in at the bottom? Well, Alaska and Hawaii. And I'm sure there's a reason. And we'll get into how they did that. But does your state rank in this top 50? Because there are definitely, I'm glad to see my home state works here. So that I'm impressed with the top 15, at least some of the states that I call home or I have connectivity with did rank. So I think that was really, really important. So I'm going to make sure that link is placed. And probably I think I'll have that article in my newsletter. So if you're getting my newsletter, you can definitely check the link. But one question I definitely have is like, man, how did North Carolina beat Virginia? I'm just saying, I was really struggling with that for a moment. Yeah, Carla, that's right. It was Wallet Hub. That's exactly who it was. But and I thought about it because again, I was born in rural Kinston, North Carolina, where I was born. I was raised in Connecticut. But I thought about, well, of course, I forgot all about Charlotte and of course the whole research triangle, talk about technology and telework and data and all that kind of stuff. So obviously that's why NC came in at 2. And so, I get it now. I get it. I was feeling some kind of way though at first, guys, because I'm like, come on, Virginia, we've got Northern Virginia, we've got Richmond. How do they beat us? But now I know. All right. So enough for that. But and here's the thing too with that link. And again, I don't know if I put it in my newsletter this week. I may have, but when looking at the metrics, and again, best states to work from home, and they list the ones that are terrible states to work from home as well. So I think that's an interesting conversation. But the work and living environments had a lot to do with it. So when I said, well, how in the world could DC number 38 on that list? I mean, how does Delaware number 1 beat out DC, right? And again, the matrices that they use and some of the things they were looking at in terms of, the work environment, okay, as well as living, okay, the cost of living, and particularly electricity, right? You got to have electricity to do this stuff. So as you're looking at the list, and just think about it with where you're at, and those of you looking for work from home, I mean, internet access, the speed of internet access, as you guys have known. I mean, there's of course, if you're living out in the boonies, which is beautiful, beautiful country, but you may not be able to do the productivity that's required for high-speed data, right? You're just not going to be able to have it. So part of this ranking was looking at internet access, all kinds of internet access, not just one monopoly, the speed, the cost, square footage even of homes. They're even looking at that too, and how many teleworkers were in a particular space. I mean, DC should be flooded with they were doing teleworking before the rest of us. But even there's some places where just not a lot of it's happening. So they looked at all of that to determine who was number 1, who was number 11, and who was number 38. Cost for electricity in certain places is going to be higher. And again, internet speed and stuff like that was important. But you definitely want to check out the article and yourself and really check it out. And as people, folks are always talking, I mean, hey, remote from work is great. Work from home, remote working is great. And it is. There's definitely some value to it, but I don't want folks to not understand there is a demand, and there is a lot of time demands on you. I mean, for some, we're finding there was another article that shared how some millennials, and again, I'm very careful not to group everybody in terms of, demographic, like all Gen X's don't act a certain way and all Gen Z's don't act a certain way. However, there was an article that did some significant, data and said that a lot of the folks who are in that category of the millennials want to go back to the job. They want to be around people again. They miss the engagement of, even if you're 6 feet away, they just miss being in the office and the environment that produces some of the social connectivity. They miss it, whereas some of the folks in the other categories are kind of enjoying, doing their own thing, their own way. So it's how interesting how this 1 year, this little shivet of 2020, how it kind of changed, because I would have thought the millennials kind of like playing by themselves in their own room. I kind of just thought, well, playing not by themselves, you get what I'm saying? Since they're all into gaming, I thought they kind of like the isolation, but what do I know, right? So, but the point is, we find that there will be a sweet space for something in the middle. I mean, some companies have found their little sweet space where others are. I mean, I've seen, I have folks who have working in commercial real estate, okay, and at least last year there was a whole lot of hurting in that space. Now, on one side, there are businesses who can get some real estate, renting of brick and mortar at a better cost than they did before, because people are moving out. People were not paying the rent. People were having their staff work from home. So they're no longer, if they were renting 5 floors, they're now going to rent 1 floor because they found out that they can take that excess money and invest it in some remote working infrastructure, and their staff seem to be better at home. Right. So that industry took a little hit. However, there's some folks that are saying, well, it's going to come around. They're going to find a better way because some people are tired of being home. So there's going to be some kind of sweet spot that may happen. But anyway, the main thing was just kind of keep your eyes open and we'll see what's going down. But the best states to work in, and again, the surprising winner, Delaware. I mean, I would love to talk to some Delawareans. Is that what you guys call yourself? Wow, you guys are number 1. Who knew? I wasn't expecting that. Now, could it be because we have a gentleman in the White House from that great state of Delaware? Of course not. This was all based on data and facts. Delaware. Surprising Delaware. So they're number one. So anyway, again, guys, make sure you check us out often at TCE Now. If you're not getting our newsletter, feel free to subscribe. We have lots of great tips and tricks every Friday in the early morning hours to get what you need to make your career, life, and business awesome. As always, we're here live with you. Definitely on our YouTube, but definitely catch us as well in other spaces and places here on the internet, and be a part of what we're doing every week. I think every week we're doing something, right? That's what we do. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'm trying to check a couple of things out here as I'm here with you, and I think I clicked the wrong thing, but we're gonna click here and make sure that we do everything right. So you guys be blessed. Have a great week. Make it happen. Thank you for tuning in, watching us live and later, and we'll catch you next time. Be blessed.